Welcome back to the Switch Sports Golf Challenge Series and the final attempt at this one-player mode, 18-hole kind of grind type of game. A little bit of a return to the roots of the channel. It started off with trying to make birdies on every single one of the 18 holes, and then including the special holes, so 21 holes in a row. And then we moved on to the Eagles Challenge, which was trying to make 6 eagles in a row, or not eagles in a row, 6 eagles through an 18-hole round, and then 7, and then 8. And once I got to 10, we accomplished 10, and I was like, it's a bit of a stretch to try to get to 11. But that was, a month and a half, 2 months ago. So we're back at it with a little series here. I've been doing this on stream more often, but we're back here with videos for the channel, trying to push towards my personal bests, and also, you never know, maybe a world record if we can get like a really, really good seed. The world record's not far off. It's 30 under for a random seed 18-hole round, and the Eagles would be 12. Oh, is that going to be one of them? Oh, it will be. It looked like that might just like take a really slight lip and then end up on the back, but then it drops in. We'll make the eagle on the first. That's a good start. Let's move on to hole 2 and see if we can get this, last attempt off to a solid start. I've been playing pretty darn well in this, in these couple of rounds. It hasn't been easy with the seeds, but my scoring's been good. Pushing to 25, 26 under is a good feeling. We've done that in 3 of the 4 attempts so far. Let's see if we can make this last one the one that does it. That's a good feeling shot that should take a good looking bounce just to the left of the cup. End up on the back of the green, zip back, and we'll make it for the ace on the second. Kind of called it a little early, but it went in. 2 for 2 is a fantastic start. No wind on the second hole is fantastic to see. We'll move on to hole 3 and see if we can get a good wind condition to maybe go 3 for 3. Are we going to? Oh, we're not going to see it. 9 miles an hour in a tough direction. Oh, that's not what you want to see on hole 3. Typically the most straightforward eagle on the front 9, unless, of course, you see stronger winds pushing in the wrong direction, which is exactly what we see here. Not a high likelihood of that happening. You don't see this type of wind super often. It's still a makeable eagle, but it's a little disheartening to be off to a great start like that and to see a tough-looking hole 3. We'll see what we can do about it, though. We'll aim this one between the trees, hit it up there as far as we can, and we'll try our darndest to make this upwind further eagle on hole 3. Let's see what we got to do. 38 yards away. We'll have to aim this just barely left of the pin. I kind of want to fly it past it and zip it back with the spin. So we'll aim this one to probably about there. That doesn't look too bad. Let's see, let's aim this to about a little past 3 dots and just try to really, really zip the spin back on this one. Let's try that. Okay, that's what I wanted. It's going to go left of it nicely. That'll zip back, and we'll make it. Tougher eagle on hole 3, but it sinks. We have to go for it in a different way than we typically do. A lot of times you can just kind of spin that up there nicely and softly from the bunker or something like that. But when you're further back, you have to go for a more aggressive line, and it works beautifully there. And now we'll have 2-mile-an-hour winds. A good setup here on this hole number 4. Okay. We're 3 for 3. Can we make it 4 for 4? It's not the easiest look at this hole 4, but let's see if we can make it happen. We'll aim it to there. That's a good looking aim point. 3-iron's going to be the play. About that much power. Let's see. Okay, that shot feels good. It's going to move in a good looking direction. Just sneak around. Now zip back. Zip back. Oh, it's just not quite going to make it. Just slightly overpowered. It ends up on the correct side of the pin. It was on a good line, just about 3 feet too far on the flight. Okay, we are locked in for this last game, though. 3 for 4 is not a bad start. 4 is typically a really tough ace. We saw some really, really good rare wind conditions there. It's still not the easiest, even with 2-mile-an-hour winds, because you have to land it in the perfect spot. There's like no margin for error on that pin. Ooh, and now we see a tougher looking hole 5. Okay, 11 miles an hour. Not the best to see in the face. It's going to mean that we have to chip this up there. from further back. But let's give this one the best shot we can. We have to deal with the conditions that the game gives us. It has not been easy in the first couple of attempts here. We've made a couple good shots despite it. You know, good rounds that I was satisfied with despite not being like personal record rounds, just because of some of the tougher conditions that we saw. So we'll see if we can hit this one up there from further back. It's still going to be the bump and run strategy from 51 yards. I'm going to guess it's the 5-iron or the 3-iron, depending on what it's actually going to be. You know what? Let's use the 5. The 3 just doesn't seem to work super nicely. So when I can go for the 5, we'll go for it. And let's just try to fly this one up there. A little over a dot of power, about pin high on the power meter. Let's try it out. Okay, now hopefully that reacts nicely. Oh, it's going to bounce just a little too far to the right. Maybe slightly overflown. Sometimes that kicks like slightly left and then rolls back. We needed something like that. Just a tougher look at hole 5. So 3 and 5, typically 2 of the nicer eagles, or, you know, sometimes 2 of the nicer eagles on this front 9. We're not the nicest of conditions. We went 1 for 2 on them. We'll tap in the birdie. Our second birdie in a row on hole 5 after hole 4. So we're 3 for 5. So a fantastic start on the first 3 holes. You know, the next 2 were doable, but not the nicest. And now we'll see, what to go for here on this hole 6. Do we go for the standard play? It's a little tougher, but let's see if we can just hit that one up through the pine tree. Just sneak it through. That'll make it through nicely. That'll kick to the right, and we'll end up in that little notch of the fairway where we can maybe try to bounce this one down there. I know the power that we need roughly, and now it's a matter of trying to get the aim right. So let's aim it to, we'll call it there, and try to roll it down there that way. I think that's decent. Yeah, let's just hit this with like 2.6 dots of power with the 7-iron. Roll it up there. Is this going to have tree trouble, though? It doesn't look like it. It looks like we can still sneak it through. Got to be careful of that. Let's try it out. Okay. Ooh, is that going to make it? That looks like it's going to end up just a bit short. Yeah, it's not going to make it all the way there. Needed a slight bit more power. That's a really tough one to make with anything except 0 wind. You know, there is a repeatable 0 wind strategy, but other than that, this is potentially the toughest pin in the game. Maybe other than, like, hole 17. But this one is just impossibly hard to make if you don't get 0 wind. We actually pulled it off in one of these attempts so far with like 15-mile-an-hour winds in the face, but that one's a fluky play when that type of thing happens. Okay, we'll have 31-mile-an-hour winds here, so not actually a bad direction. It's going to be difficult for sure, that's for sure, but we have a chance. Let's put this out there with a little less than 3 dots of power. Now hopefully that goes far enough to the right that we can roll this up there with the spoon. That looks like it'll be totally fine. Yeah, we can use the spoon and just aim this a touch left. It's going to have to smack the pin right in the middle for it to fall. But let's see if we can pull it off. We'll aim it to like there. We'll club up to the spoon just because it rolls up a lot more nicely. And we'll try it with like that much power. Like very light on the power. Let's see if that works. Okay, this is going to be a real lucky make if it falls. Oh, that doesn't look good. That's going to fly all the way to the green and roll all the way through it. Oh, man, that was really strong wind. I aimed that like... Oh, I don't even know. I don't even know what to say about that. That was aimed so short with the power, and it still ended up ridiculously long. See if we can chip that down there. Save this little birdie. You know, it was going to be a tough make. Ending up past the green and chipping for the birdie is the same exact result as ending up an inch away and tapping in. So we'll put that one behind us. It was it had the line to be makeable, but it wasn't the most makeable shot. Clearly, we'll have to move on to hole 8. Oh, we're going to see no wind. Unbelievable, no wind. This is a solid chance, actually, to try to ace this one and move on to hole 9. If we can get some good conditions on hole 9. This could be huge. Okay, there's the shot. Just the top of that third dot is exactly where you want to put it. Aimed right at it. It's going to kick up. Oh, it's going to go to the left? It'll zip back up. Oh, and just lip out. Oh, how does that happen? I feel like every time I've seen Zero Wind and hit it with the exact same power, I have had substantially different results. Huh. That's gone right, it's gone left, it's hit the flag and dropped. That has been everywhere, except really the bottom of the cup, whenever I've seen Zero Wind on this hole 8. You'd think that power that looks exactly the same should behave the same way every time when you're teeing off from exactly the same spot, but it just doesn't seem to happen. Maybe it's in my head. It's almost definitely in my head, because that's just the way this game works. You hit the same power from the same spot, you get the same result. It just doesn't quite feel like it. And once again, we are 0 for 5 on good wind conditions on hole 9. Really unfortunate. You know, I was hoping one of these times we'd get some good tailwind to give this one a chance, but we just haven't seen it. We're going to have to just hit another guess of a shot up to this tougher pin. It would have been real nice to get at least one run at this eagle, but we just didn't see it in this limited number of runs. We'll just scoop that one down there with the hook. We'll end up in the bottom part of the fairway, and we'll just have a crosswind shot for, I think, the 5th time in a row. Real unfortunate break to get no looks at hole 9. I'll actually club up to the 5. We'll aim it to, like, there. And, I mean, it's still got a chance. It's always got a chance. That's the thing. But it's just not as easy as it could be. That looks like a decent shot. It's going to kick to the left a good ways. Hopefully that kind of glides. Oh, it's going to bite a little bit too hard. If that glided like it sometimes does, it maybe had a chance to kind of, swirl around and fall. Just not in the cards. Hole 9 is not behaving in this 5-day run. We'll tap it up there for the birdie, but just a birdie. After 3 eagles in a row to start this game, we'll end up with a whole lot of good looks. I mean, 4 had a chance, 5 had a chance, 6 had a chance, 9 was close, 8 had a real chance. None of them fall. And now we'll see 0 wind on hole 10. The thing about this game is we're 12 under through 9. That's a good score. The thing about this game is the back 9, if you get some good wind conditions, can be like low score central. You can score so low on the back if you get good conditions, more so than the front. The front, you need luck on your side a little bit. Here, we can just hit some good shots, like hole 10, pretty doable with no wind. This feels like one that I definitely should make. Let's see if we can pull it off.
Nice shot.
That looks really good. That should kick just a touch to the right. It was aimed a little out to the left. It'll be absolutely perfect. Smack the middle of the pin. We'll sink it on hole 10. I mean, eagle number 4 on 10 is a good place to be. We'll move on to 11 and see if we can get some good conditions to try to make this one. What's it going to be? 11 miles an hour. Tough break. Real tough break. I was hoping that one of these seeds would have a good number of, light wind conditions, but we've seen 11 and just tougher winds a couple of times. What do we want to do about 11 miles an hour? Let's aim it to, like, there, and then there, and then there, and then just a little touch more. This is a bit of a guess, but it's my best guess. Let's try it out. You know what? Actually, what is the aim that we're going for? So that's, like, 1, 2... 3 plus, like 3 or so. Let's move it up just slightly more. So we'll lock it. We'll move it up just another little touch to that one. Hopefully that's good. Just need a little extra power on it. Let's see. Okay, that looks like I over-aimed it. Oh, that would have been so good if I didn't mess with it. And because of that, it kind of hits the front slope and glides to a stop 20 feet by. So this is now a tougher putt. I'm overthinking because I know this is my last attempt to really try to make all these shots rather than just, a lot of times I just go for my gut feel with what the adjustment needs to be. And that clearly was straying from it. We'll tap in the birdie. 11 miles an hour if I recenter myself is not going to be a frequent ace. we'll just have to move on to hole 12 and see if we can get some albatross opportunities on these back 9 par 5s. We've seen it a couple times. This one's not going to be it. 11 miles an hour again. Oh, just tough seeds to try to get low scores. I think I've handled the 0 wind holes pretty well, which in the past, you know, I've been hit or miss. You know, you see a number of 0 wind holes, you make them. I feel like I've been making them this time around. I can't remember exactly. It's been a lot of games now, but I feel like I've just been so close and yet just haven't quite seen the results I was looking for. Let's aim this one to like there. Even though it's downwind, I'll still use the spoon and try to bounce it up there that way. We'll hit it with like that much power. Let's see if that works. That's a decent looking start if it carries, which it will make it over the bunker. At that point, even though it kicks right, I was just hoping that that would make it over the bunker. We'll have a putt for the eagle and not too bad of one. We'll just try to sink this and move on, see if we can get a rare good condition. We have not seen good conditions on hole 13. We'll see if this can be the round where we get one. That's eagle number 5, I believe. It hasn't been the easiest going once again. We've seen a number of, 11 mile an hour tougher wind conditions on these holes that are typically a little easier. Okay, it's 6 miles an hour. That's about as nice as we've seen. Let's see if we can pull this one off. I think we'll want to aim this to like, there, roughly. I think that's a decent looking aim. We'll take the 5. We'll put a little extra power on it. Let's see if that works. I think that's decent looking. Let's see where it ends up. Oh, it's going to be a little bit too far to the right. It's not going to zip back down. Just maybe a little more power would have been good. A little more aim to the left would have been good. But once again, it's just like 6 mile an hour winds is just tough to tell exactly how much it's going to move, especially when it's like not quite diagonal. It's more so headwind, but it is moving slightly in one direction. I just over-adjusted for it. We're 18 under through 13 for what feels like the 4th time. I'm not sure if that's actually the case. But we've been right on this pace every time. I've just yet to break through it. Oh, man. Okay. We've got another look here at hole 14. Let's hit a full drive, or slightly less than a full drive because we're using the one-player mode tees. It may fly a little further, and it will. That may clip the tree. Ooh, it'll just sneak through it. Okay. That may have actually barely clipped it. If I went full, that might have been slightly in trouble. So fortunately, we took a little bit off that drive. And now we've got one more chance here at this albatross. This is a big one. Let's aim it to there and then to there. That looks pretty good. I overpowered it last time, so let's not do that again. Let's use about 3.5 or so dots of power.
Nice shot.
That's what I wanted. Oh, it's just not going to move enough. It'll clip the fringe. It'll roll back. That just didn't move anywhere in the air. Wow.
Nice one.
Okay. We got a 21-foot side hill putt. We've had a number of these. We've sunk, I think, all of them so far. It's been a good putting series. Let's see if we can continue that with this tougher look at the eagle here. 1.5 dots of power should be good. That should move to the right and fall. All right, another tougher putt that'll fall. We make the eagle on 14. We are now at 20 under through 14. I feel like that's been the score every single time. We'll see if we can break through that. Can we make an eagle on 15? Get a good hole 16? Maybe 0 wind on 17? Ooh, we see very, very light wind on 15. Maybe a chance. I think we'll just need to aim this right at the pin, if I recall correctly. Because this will kick to the right off the front fairway. I'm going to roll this one up there for sure. It's going to kick to the right off the front fairway. And I just need to make sure I get this up there. Let's try this. Aimed right at it. A little over 3 dots of power. Right around there. Let's see if that works. I think that's a decent looking shot. Let's see if it makes it. It'll take a bounce and a roll, and it's going to end up just a touch short. That was on a good line. If I just hit that a little bit further, we end up 5 feet short. Hole 15 is just not the easiest eagle, really, ever. There's no straightforward, repeatable strategy that I've found. The green is not receptive to spin. I've been trying the roll up a little bit more. It's been working pretty well. I just left that one a touch short. It's an uphill shot. It's tough to judge it based on the mini-map. Getting better at it, not quite there yet. Now we'll see some 20-mile-an-hour winds in the face. But it's actually kind of helpful here, so we can probably go for this shortcut. Let's try it out. See if we can sneak that one through there. It should curl left, avoid all the trees, and make it. So it'll clip the OB with the wind in the face, which slows it down considerably. And now we have a 42-yard shot for this eagle, so it's a long way away still. But let's see if we can steal one, really. We'll hit it with a little more than pin-high power. Hopefully it bites just slightly. Let's see if it works. Ooh, I don't know about that. That's going to be a little too far, isn't it? Yeah, it's not really going to roll back. Ugh. Hole 16 in one-player mode. So difficult. That pin is probably the toughest out of all of them. Out of all the possible 6 holes. And I mean, it's designed that way. One-player mode is not meant to be easy when you see the same pin every time. Sometimes it is, depending on the hole. 16, oftentimes an eagle chance in competitive mode. Never really a straightforward eagle chance in one-player mode. You have to make a good chip no matter what. We'll move on to 17. We've got a good score. It's 22 under once again. We've got 9-mile-an-hour winds in the face. Let's see if we can... I mean, if we can make an ace on 17, that'd be a pretty darn good way to end it. It's never easy, though. Let's try that. Full power driver. Bounce it up there. It's going to move to the right, but not enough. Oh, and it'll end up right by the pin. That's going to be a tap-in birdie. Probably about the best look at birdie you can have on hole 17. Just straight up that little hill. Rarely do you get good breaks like that. 17 is so chaotic. We saw a couple tough 17s in the early rounds of this. But, 2 nice ones in a row, if I recall correctly. We tap in a birdie. We're at 23 under, so once again, it's just not record pace. But it's a good round. It's a darn good round. It feels good to score well like this. And it hasn't been easy. Like, it's been just, like, out of how difficult the rounds could be for scoring. Like, I'd give it, like, all of these rounds have been, like, 40th percentile easy. Like, they're not bad, but there's, like, definitively difficulty to them. We'll sneak that one barely onto the fairway. That's about the best I could do there. That's probably the ideal shot to try to make it... Oh, I don't think we can reach the green. But we can definitely put it on that short little part of the island, no problem. So let's go for that. We'll have to chip this up there for the eagle. Not much you can do about that on this hole 18 when you see wind like this. But I mean, we've got to look at it, right? It was never going to reach the green. It had no chance to get there. This was going to be a chip for the eagle no matter what. That's why 18 is in the tougher stretch. It's in the last part of this back 9. Because you can see this really strong wind that makes this hole quite difficult. But what an ending this would be if we could manage to pull off the eagle here. We'll actually try to spin this. This pin is weirdly receptive to spin. You can just miss it left, and it rolls back to the right if you go slightly too far. So let's try that out. Let's see if we can pull that off. Okay, that's a good-looking shot. It's going to miss just to the left. It'll roll back up, and, oh, just not make it. It didn't quite have the bite to get back up. And as has felt like the case for this entire stretch of attempts at personal bests, the spin just hasn't quite been there. It was difficult. That was not going to be an easy eagle. I gave it a real good chance. We'll be at 24 under. So, I mean, 24, 25, 25, 26, excluding the 19 under for the second round, is a good stretch of rounds. It's just been so consistently difficult to try to break through that range of scores with the wind that we saw. We're going to keep on trying this on stream. Maybe we'll do this on video again at some point. These have been like a scheduled series of videos that I've pre-recorded for while I've been on vacation. I hope you've enjoyed the content for while I've been gone, just so I'm not like leaving a 5-day gap of nothing. A lot of people have been asking for the return of this series, so I'm hoping that this was a fun couple of rounds to watch. It just wasn't quite record territory for the seeds that we saw. We're going to have to get luckier. I'm going to have to play better if we're going to see conditions like that. We made a good run at the early part of that round. It just got difficult from there. We had a decent back nine, 6 eagles, 24 under is not a bad score at all. It's just not a record. It's not a personal best. It's just a good feeling round. I hope it was fun to watch. We'll see you with the regularly scheduled content real soon.